Hello and welcome to another installment of A Computers and Technology. And today's episode is going to be very informal because, as it is suggested in the title, this episode is really just for my subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You will be glad you did. And if you hear some weird stuff going on in the background as far as audio goes, like screaming children or something like that, I mean, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to edit that out. I feel like doing minimal video editing today. So what exactly am I going to talk about today? Well, college has started up, so I'm not really going to be making as many videos as I have been in the past, especially in the month of December, because December was my break, and I just got out a ton of content. But this week, when I was sitting in class, I came up with a ton of really cool video ideas. One of them actually involves what's in this package right here, which I'm going to unbox in just a second on camera, and we'll actually test these out and see if they work. But as far as what I have in store for the future, I have a lot of neat stuff. I have a video involving pennies. There's one hint. I have a video involving a 5-volt power supply and, well, 5-volt battery bank. There you go. USB battery bank. That's what I was trying to get out. And these step-up converters, which we will unbox in just a second. And then for Software Sunday, there was something really interesting that pops up at CES I really want to talk about. It was a really cool operating system, and some of you might already know what I'm talking about. It's kind of like Android, and it's kind of not like Android. So stay tuned for that episode of Software Sunday. I'm going to start this off by unboxing these, because I actually want to make sure they gave me the right product and they actually work. So I'm going to bring the camera over here. I'm not even going to make a cut. You know, I'm just going to bring the camera over. Look at that. How unprofessional is that? And I just realized I didn't blank out the addresses on them. I should probably do that right now. So I do have to make, I'm gonna drag them off camera and put a sticky note over them. That's what we're doing right now. You know what? I am just gonna blank them out with a Sharpie. There we go. And all I have is a red Sharpie. Okay, I have to cut the video. Sorry, guys. Okay, so I scribbled my address out to the point where they wouldn't show up on camera. For some reason, I didn't have anything that was black to black them out, so I had to go in the kitchen and grab something, and I really didn't want to run the video for that long. So let's go ahead and pull these open. Hopefully they won't just rip apart. Oh, well, they did, quite literally. I didn't want that to happen. Come on, where are you? Wow, that is tiny. Whoa. Whoa, there it is. Wow, I did not expect it to be that small. Check that out. That is tiny. Wow. And let me just take it out of this little package. And the other one should be the exact same thing. Oh my god, that is so small. And if I haven't said this already, basically what this does is it takes 12 volts in and it outputs, or it takes 5 volts in and it outputs 12 volts. So just a little step-up converter here. I was originally going to use these for the LEDs. I was planning to run them off USB, but I decided not to because the power requirements for all 3 strips were too big. So I went ahead and just pulled out a dedicated power supply. Let me make sure these are the same as well. Look, packaging is ripping apart like that again. That's annoying. Okay. And this is like the highlight of my day. When I get stuff in the mail, I love that. Oh, yeah, that reminds me. People keep trying to send me stuff. They're contacting me through email. And I have to keep refusing it because this is not my address. I'm actually living at my parents' house. And I can't just give their address away. So I think I might end up getting a P.O. box so people can actually start sending me stuff. I think that would be really neat. But I don't know about that yet. And this one's actually damaged. Check this out. It should still work. But that inductor right there, it looks like it has a big chunk out of it. Maybe, I'll show you guys a little bit closer when I can get behind the camera and actually start going into, ghetto macro mode and all that good stuff. But I'm going to hook these up to the power supply and make sure they actually work. I mean, that's not really a big deal as long as it still works. Yeah. Let's go and move over to the power supply. I'm going to cut the video here again. And here's that close-up I promised before we test them out. You can more clearly see the damage on the second one right here. Part of that ferrite is missing on the conductor. I don't think it should have that great of an effect, but we will see when we hook it up and test it out. I got my multimeter right there. DC power supply is ready to go over here. And I'm just going to hook it up and make sure they both output 12 volts. As you can see, they're not very complicated, just a couple of surface mount components on each one. And, because of that, they're actually pretty cheap. Each of these is 99 cents. So pretty cheap way to step up 5 volts to 12 volts. I'm going to go ahead and bring the camera over here. And we can test these out. My camera's actually starting to die, so I might have to cut it again and swap the battery. Or maybe I'll just swap to my Pentax Q. Whoa, this is getting kind of awkward here. There we go. Alright. Let's fire the power supply up. When I set it to 5 volts. And there we go. I'm going to... Where's the input on here? Okay, this is positive input right here. And then the negative input right here. Let's see if it bursts into flames. Okay, so I figured out what's going on. The contacts on these are extremely flaky. I had a lot of trouble getting this one to work, but this one isn't as bad. And here we go. Let's see if I can get one of these to output 12 volts. It's positive, negative. There you go. Ah, perfect. Outputting 12.13 volts, or pretty much 12 volts right there. And that's the broken one too, so this one works. That's great. All right, let's try the other one. I might cut some of this because it's going to make the video incredibly long and boring, and that wasn't really my intention for these subscriber updates. They're supposed to be quick for the most part, but then again, whenever I try to make a video quick, that doesn't happen. There we go. And that's also outputting 12 volts from the 5 volts we are inputting. Very good purchase for 99 cents. As I said, the contacts are kind of flaky, but I can deal with that. It shouldn't be that big of an issue when I actually solder them to something. So I'm not really worried about that at all. And I'm glad that both of them worked. I mean, yeah, this one is kind of broken, but as long as it works, I really don't care how it looks. So, yep, that's good. And while I'm sitting right down next to the Nixie clock, just a quick update on it. It is still working great and it still looks beautiful. If you haven't seen the video on this yet, I suggest you go and check it out because it is pretty neat. Okay, so now it's down to the second order of business. As I said last month, I blew my budget on new audio equipment, a power supply, and this Nixie clock. And the reason I could do that is because college was not in session. It was my December break, so I didn't have to pay for gas, I didn't have to pay for food. So all the money that I was getting in from YouTube was actually going back into YouTube, which was pretty awesome. But I've gotten to the point where I do need to buy some more stuff, unfortunately. Someone did offer to send me some hard drives, but as I said earlier, unfortunately I cannot do that because I'm a college student and I still live with my parents and I cannot give you guys their address. But my main storage drive, my primary 320 gigabyte max storage drive right here is starting to run out of space. And this is where I keep all the website backups, the YouTube video backups, because I do use footage that I have created previously in some of my videos. And really, I mean, 81 gigabytes for HD video and backups is like, it's probably going to last me, I don't know, maybe 3 to 4 months. And that's, that's being generous. It's probably only going to last me 2 to 3 in reality. So I definitely need to buy some new drives. Or figure out something else. Maybe I have one 80 gigabyte hard drive sitting in the back. I might throw that into a RAID 0 configuration and, just kind of expand the drive that way. But yeah, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do because, as I said, our budget is pretty much empty and I don't have the money to spend on drives or drive bays. So yeah, not really sure. I would like to hear any suggestions are welcome in the comments section, guys. And the last order of business might be kind of disappointing for some of you guys, but I think I'm going to have to start monetizing my website because it's just not self-sustaining at this point. The amount of time that I put into it, the amount of money I put in it are just way too much. It's costing the channel a lot of time and money. My DNS, my domain name registration and DNS service are expiring in just a month, and it's going to cost me like $100 to renew both of those. And, that's really money I don't have. That's money I could be spending on other things. So, really, if I could bring in $100 a year from the website, I would prefer to bring in a lot more, but you know, at least $100 so it could sustain itself. That would be great. I already went through Google AdSense. They rejected the website. It doesn't get enough hits per month. Most of the traffic is directly from my YouTube channel and the video pages. I then tried something else. I think it was like Alibaba or something like that. I'll post an annotation in here. I completely forgot what it was. And then they never got back to me, so that was extremely disappointing. So I think I'm gonna try revenue hits next. Yeah, but I am kind of disappointed with that, as are some of you guys probably are as well. Yeah, but it's just something that needs to be done. It's just not financially, it's just not financially plausible to run this website without any ads on it, especially since it's on site. So, yeah, unfortunately, probably gonna have to monetize it. Sorry, guys. And that's going to be about it for this installment of AA Computers and Technology. Well, I guess this subscriber update would be more appropriate. But yeah, I'm sorry to end it on that kind of disappointing note. But don't worry, guys. We do have 2 videos coming up this weekend. Or at least I'm going to try to get 2 videos up this weekend. So look forward to those. And really, that's all I have to say at this point. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can go ahead and drop a comment in the comment section. Don't forget to like this video. And of course, if you're here and you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, I suggest you do so. Thanks for watching, guys. And I'll see you in the next installment of AA Computers and Technology, which will hopefully be tomorrow. I'm going to try to get out tomorrow.